Smackdown, Smackdown, Smackdown. Should I say it just wins default by every week now? Should I? I feel like I got to. I said it last week, wins by default. This week, what is it? Wins by default again. And you know what? I guess I should say before I even get into Smackdown. How about that Raw, huh? The ratings, they continue to go low. What was it? A 1.68 last week. Now this week a 1.61. Viewership was at its lowest. Very low attendance. I've seen the photos. Go look it up online. If you don't believe me, look it up. So yeah, there's a lot of things going low for this show right now in regards to Monday Night Raw. Who's to blame? Vince McMahon? Kevin Dunn? The many 100 creative members they have that can't book a fucking show? Hell, maybe Vince Russo's in the back for all I know. But then again, he probably would do a better job than this. Maybe, but whatever. Nah, Russo probably would kill that show in general. But some say Raw is at what, WCW 2000 level? When you think about it, could be on that level. But yeah, I just want to say that the ratings and everything is just going low. No one's showing up to the show. Oh, but they're making all this money though. Making up all this money. Oh, ratings don't matter to what people say. They were the top cable networks or something. They're making all this money with all these deals and TV deals and stuff that they got nothing to worry about. And Raw is okay. And that the ratings don't matter, as some people would say. Okay, why does that give a reason why the product is shit? It's like no one ever explains that sometimes, but they're making all this money though. Tells you something there. But moving on in SmackDown, since like I've said before, this wins by default. We start off with Paige in the contract signing for the triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs match at TLC, as Paige brought out Asuka, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. Becky took the mic. Of course, she had a very big pop out there, say she was making history again, and that the man is going to make history every single day. Talking about Flair, saying your title shot was not earned, which I don't even know why Charlotte got another title shot, which made no sense. Charlotte said, why don't you just sing the same thing every week, come up with a new tune, and said that Becky, you know, it only took one punch for Nia Jax to bust your face and you were down. I took out Ronda Rousey, okay? You couldn't do it. And as, of course, Charlotte and Becky are arguing with each other, talking about each other, Asuka finally got in, and that, saying that you got lucky beating me, as she told Charlotte, and she says, you have never beaten me, as Asuka said to Becky. Pretty much said that, Becky chose wrong at Survivor Series because I would have beaten Rousey, okay? And now I will beat you for the title. But Charlotte says, newsflash here, I beat you at WrestleMania, okay? I took your mystique away. Becky pretty much said, none of you could beat Rousey. None of you could have beat her, alright? Only pretty much she could. Becky pretty much dropped the mic, signed the contract, and she pretty much left after that. Flair and Asuka was still in the ring. Charlotte says, I could beat you again if I wanted to, and probably was to set up a match. Asuka started yelling at her Japanese at a point in time, and Charlotte pretty much says, I'm going to finish you at the pay-per-view, okay? And how about I break you right now? Next thing you know, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville came out talking about Charlotte and Asuka. And, of course, Deville and them had got the what chance. Many what chance. This is Texas, so we're a little bit near. We're not in Austin. What is it? Austin, Victoria, Texas. We're not in Austin territory, but come on, the fans chant what to this day, okay? They've been chanting it for years, so you can't stop them. The what chants are just gonna happen, and it happened to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville out here. As how about they won't make it to the pay-per-view? Pretty much started a tag team match then, of course. But the segment itself wasn't that bad, pretty good, I will say that. Just setting up the TLC match. Asuka, I would say, made a point out there saying, like, you got lucky beating me, and you never have beaten me. Which I still think Asuka's going to win the belt at TLC. I just feel like they're just giving to her just because they tried to kill her, like I said last week. And, you know, they're going to just move Becky and Charlotte probably into the Rumble to put them in there and see who faces Rousey at WrestleMania, which will likely be a triple threat match. So other than that thing, it was going to be a tag team match. They then went to Shane McMahon with the World Cup trophy, as the Miz pretty much saying, like, we must become a team. We are the best team in the world. Shane says, you know, why don't you get some questions out there for the new Daniel Bryan stuff? And Miz said, you know, you owe me, okay? You owe me everything for this trophy, alright? We won this trophy. So we're still trying to get this Shane and Miz team together, or one of them is turning, well, Miz already heel, that's Shane's turning heel, but they're really still trying to get this whole suck up thing to Shane McMahon, like they're going to become some type of team or something. So they kept going on with that. As tag team match went on, Becky came out when the commercial break happened, before the commercial break, to sit in ringside. Pretty much this was about Charlotte and Asuka trying to see if they could get along, but they couldn't, and kept arguing with each other until Charlotte had kicked her, and then Asuka came back and kicked her then. DeVille pretty much rolled up Charlotte, and I think she rolled up. Yeah, not she rolled up, but after the kick, pretty much pinned Charlotte, getting the win over there. I didn't think that win didn't really mean that much for both Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. It was like, hey, they got to win just because the story here was mostly focused on Charlotte and Asuka, pretty much, as Becky looked on, and one taking the loss from here. But next week, they did say in Vegas will be the WrestleMania rematch, Asuka versus Charlotte, which for some reason I would see Asuka winning, maybe by interference, or it could be by clean, because Charlotte won at WrestleMania earlier in the year to retain her championship. Then again, Asuka, I do believe, does need a big win right now, especially leading into the TLC pay-per-view. Triple threat match happened. I believe if I'm not mistaken, did they film Tribute to the Troops earlier in the day? I think they did, if I'm not mistaken. That Tribute to the Troops was filmed earlier in the day before Smackdown. But a triple threat match between Cesaro, Xavier Woods, and entitled fans. I just wanted to point that out. And Jey Uso in a triple threat match then. Pretty good triple threat, I will say that. New Day was on commentary at the pancake table, throwing pancakes, of course. Pretty much ended up with Jey Uso hitting a super kick on Cesaro for the win, which I don't know how the New Day have now been involved in this, because now I feel like it's going to be some triple threat tag team match at TLC. I'm not saying it's going to be a TLC match like it's the freaking Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian, but I feel like it's going to end up in a triple threat tag team. But why are the New Day getting any type of thing near the titles? That's what I don't get. I thought this was supposed to be about the next team moving on. It's like they just put the New Day back in there for some reason. I thought the Usos were going to be the next challengers, but somehow the New Day are back involved into this. I don't know why, but I feel like they're just back in the title picture again after they already been beaten by the Bar. So now we brought them back in. I don't get it. Rusev and Lana were interviewed by Caleb Braxton as they talked about the footage from Nakamura last week. And, you know, Rusev talking about his arms, the traps, his biceps, and, you know, that Nakamura's jealous of his physique, and that he was hungry, but he was hungry for the title. And that this title is supposed to represent honor and tradition, which I don't really feel like it's done that in a while, which Nakamura lacks. And he would feast on Nakamura on Rusev Day when he came back into the camera. But a fun promo by Rusev from there. But I still feel like both, the reason why they put Rusev and Nakamura, and I guess now in a feud for the U.S. Championship, because none of these two have nothing to do. That's what it is. It was like that last week. They have nothing for these two, so let's put them against each other. I just want the freaking belt off Nakamura at this point. I don't really care what kind of goes on with him. I'm just kind of waiting for his contract to go up and see if he'll go back to New Japan, really, because I don't see where this is going anymore. And these guys have nothing to do, so we're just going to put them in a match with each other. It was time for Miz TV until Truth interrupted them with Carmella to do the dance break. I don't even know why. But as he introduced the new Daniel Bryan, I still thought he was Kurt Cobain with his cardigan out there. But he had like some type of like leaf or tree branch on his t-shirt. And yes, he talked about the new Daniel Bryan as Miz, you know, asked him questions. I knew what you're going to do, did whatever it takes to win. And Bryan pretty much saying, you know, the old version of him was smart, but how smart could he have been, to cater to these people? He's being a heel, and that they didn't take. I took my dreams in control, and he starts saying the word fickle, fickle, fickle. Which, get ready, that's gonna be a T-shirt, okay? Come on, it's gonna be a T-shirt or something. That's his new catchphrase now. Fickle, fickle, fickle. And of course, he talked about being like Alexander Hamilton to why these fans are fickle, which people chanted what. And that all these fans are sheep chanting for something from 20 years ago because they couldn't help themselves. I will admit that was a bit of a sick burn he did on the what chants. I'll give him that. But I feel like you just cannot stop the what chants, even though he tried to own them. It didn't look like he owned them at the same time, though, saying, trying to say, like, oh, you're chanting for something 20 years, which I thought was clever. I will say that. But it's not going to stop the what chants. I will admit that. It will not stop the what chants. But Bryan went on to say these fans fall asleep, and that the old Daniel Bryan, of the theoretical knowledge of him, that it was practical wisdom and brutality, that this new Daniel Bryan is more dangerous. And he was still more like Alexander Hamilton. His Miz was pretty much kind of confused what was going on and why he kicked AJ Styles in the nuts or the groin. And he says, that was only one man I kicked in the groin. Why every day these people harm the earth. Like, now he's an environmentalist now. And I'm thinking of this, like, was he like CJ Parker? Because didn't he have something like that in NXT, now known as Juice Robinson? But was he talking about saving the rainforest at one point? And Bryan's talking about people using plastic bottles and eating factory farmed meat and using methane, putting methane into the atmosphere and stuff, which he got really passionate and loud about, causing permanent damage to the climate, which he cares about the environment and the climate now. That's kind of what he's doing right now. He now cares about that. Really passionate about it, which the fans of course did boo at it, but I just didn't really know it was kind of going. Like, now he's talking about the environment. I'm somewhat still confused on his new gimmick in a way, because like I said, last week I called him that week or two I called him Kurt Cobain. Now I'm calling him the environmentalist. Still a great promo, don't get me wrong. I just didn't really see how the earth was coming into it. But this stuff is kind of true to what he is saying. He's not lying, though, when you think about it. He really isn't, because this has been said before. So he just got to tell the truth. And as Miz said, like, I'm not here about methane and environments and water bottles and stuff. Did you do it because of what I did to become the WWE champion? Yes or no? Bryan didn't say yes, no, yes, no. It does not matter. That Miz does not get to the point of his questions, he says. And that the old Daniel Bryan is dead. The yes movement's dead. And, people like AJ Styles can't do nothing about it because he is the WWE champion. AJ come out to attack Bryan, but Bryan threw Miz into him. Styles that went off to pretty much both Miz and Bryan in. Miz was able to get a skull crush finale as Bryan just looked on in, and which like I said, he cut out a great promo. I'm not going at him that bad on that, but I just didn't know where the environmentalist stuff was coming from. That he was passionate about saying that and everything. Because 1 week is fighting for your dreams, which I felt like he was still a face and a heel, but I'll get more into heel Daniel Bryan later on. A match that I've seen way too many times now, and I hope this was the last time, but I feel like it'll happen more times, between Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. Like I said, it's not a bad match, but I've seen it way too many times now, okay? Jeff was going to hit the swanton on Orton through the announce table. But Samoa Joe was in a bar, handing out drinks. Hardy was distracted. He got RKO'd. And, talking about refills and stuff. And, how about 4 drinks? I have 14 drinks so you can end up in jail or don't wake at all. And that drink responsibility, like, that's what he told everyone to do. I was sounding like a PSA announcement saying, like, I'm Samoa Joe. And I'm going to tell you why drinking too much is bad for you, okay? I'm going to tell you how to drink responsibly. Like it was a damn Ciroc commercial or some shit. I will say it was a good promo by Samoa Joe. Of course, he's going to do the mind games and everything. But do I feel like Samoa Joe's going to end up losing because the guy loses more than he wins when you think about it? So I could probably see that coming. And now he's messing with but Jeff Hardy now with alcoholism, I guess, because Jeff has had alcohol problems in the past. Which I feel like this, for some reason, I feel like I've seen this somewhere of this type of story or something. I think it had to do with CM Punk and Jericho one time when it had to do with drinking. But that's kind of where we're going with Hardy and Joe right here. Like I said, good promo by Joe, but I feel like he's still going to lose in the end. Next week it will be a rap battle as the Bar called out both the Usos and the New Day. Will Wale show up next week? I actually hope so, because I did like the last rap battle they did with Usos and New Day. I still love the live, like, you know, just don't get ready to like your boy Xavier Woods. Dude, everybody saw that sex tape, man. Everyone saw that sex tape. That was fucking gold. That was still gold. Main event time, Miz versus Daniel Bryan. Miz versus AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan was on commentary. And I gotta admit, I like Daniel Bryan on commentary. So I will say the heel thing is working. But when he was berating fucking Saxon out there, talking about, you know, Saxon asked him what his daughter was going to do years from now. And he says, I hope my daughter kicks 5 guys in the nuts. I hope she kicks 10 guys in the nuts. Or in the groin. He said, I hope she kicks 1,000 guys in the nuts. But people that use plastic water bottles and eat, you know, this processed meat and stuff, and told Saxon about it, and killing the environment with all these methane and climate, and people like Saxon should be ashamed of themselves. He owned the crap out of that guy. I don't care what you say. I feel like he buried Byron Saxon in a way. I don't know why. I feel like he did. He berated him. That was hilarious. I loved it. Okay, that was great. I thought it was funny, just ranting on him like, you're the problem with this world. You're killing the environment. You're killing the climate. You're killing the country and stuff. I hope my daughter kicks all these guys in the nuts, okay? They're all going to get kicked in the nuts. But as the match moved on, Bryan tried to, I guess, distract AJ. Miz attacked him from behind. AJ got him back in the ring. He did get skull crushing finale, but Miz tried to get a figure 4 on it in. Styles got out of it. Tried him with some shoulder, I believe. It didn't look really that brutal, but pretty much Bryan tried to get AJ Styles' leg in. AJ kicked him. Miz charged into him. AJ hit the calf killer. Pretty much made Miz tapped out. Bryan then started chop blocking AJ from behind on his legs, and then started stepping on his legs then. And he ran him into the ring post and knocked him around. He threw him back in the ring, kept chop blocking him, hit the heel hook on him as he was tapping out. Pretty much ran around, took a lap, and he took AJ's head and stomped on it several times, picking up, stomping and stomping and stomping on it, stomping on it. Stomping on Bryan pretty much told Greg Hamilton, you will announce me as the new WWE champion, the new Daniel Bryan. As he did that, and he stood on the announce table, and he got the microphone, and he says that the fans don't approve, and that they're all fickle, and pretty much got back in the ring. And as the show ended, he just kept beating the crap out of AJ Styles, then put him in the heel hook as AJ continued to tap out. This is probably why that guy is not in the damn mixed match thing. They put Jeff Hardy in there, but pretty much I liked Bryan on commentary. It was hilarious. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny. This heel thing is starting to work. I will give it that, even though the people are still, I don't know if they're still cheering and booing, but they are booing at him. So I am giving more of Daniel Bryan's heel turn a chance. We just need to give it some time. I still think some things he doesn't make sense. I still think he somewhat looks like Kurt Cobain when he comes out. But now I feel like he's more of an environmentalist now about the earth, but he's still a heel, talking about Alexander Hamilton. I did like the line what he said about the what chance, even though we know the what chance are going to come back anyways. Overall, SmackDown was just a better show in general, okay? From the contract signing to Daniel Bryan's on Miz TV and on commentary was pretty good. I did like that. Orton and Hardy I've seen way too many times. The triple threat was pretty good too, I will say that. Overall, it was a better show. It was just kind of easier to flow through, I will say that. With just 4 matches on here. It was better than Monday Night Raw by default. Again, you can't really debate on that if you ask me. Because, what? Fucking Raw shit and SmackDown is better. And I'm sure it'll be like that the same next week. So, it was some nice build in the TLC tonight. And we'll see what goes on from here next. But overall, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about SmackDown tonight. Yeah, tell me what you thought about SmackDown tonight. Did you actually like it was a better show than Raw in general? What you think was your favorite part of it, or anything? And, is the show, I gotta say, the show doing well enough? Well, it's doing well enough anyways, but, like I said, tell me what you thought about SmackDown tonight, and if you really think it was that great of a show, because, like I said before, it was better than Monday Night Raw, and that's by default 2 weeks in a row. But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace. So, yeah, comment and subscribe. I'm out.